So I never thought that I'd be in this situation, but at the beginning of 2023, I found myself needing to spend $15,000. And I went with the American Express Business Platinum card to make this purchase. Now, this is just one particular use case of the American Express Business Platinum card. And so I want to go over my use case for this card plus 2 other use cases to help you figure out if you should get this card if you ever find yourself in this situation as well. Now, my use case for this card was to use it for a large purchase coming up and to maximize the value that I would get for the purchase with a great sign-up bonus. And let me tell you, the sign-up bonus on the Business Platinum card does not disappoint. The typical sign-up bonus for this card is to earn 120,000 membership rewards points after spending $15,000 in the first 3 months. But there was another sign-up bonus where you could get 150,000 membership rewards points for spending $15,000 in the first 3 months, as well as another 10,000 MR points after spending $1,000 on an employee card, totaling 160,000 membership rewards points. So I clearly went with that one. I did make a community post about the sign-up bonus a few months ago, but I'll leave a link down in the description below if you want to access this sign-up bonus as well. And for those of you from the future, this offer ends on August 1st, 2023. So yeah, getting that 160,000 membership rewards point bonus is great, but what if you already have this card? I mean, would the sign-up bonus still be available given American Express's once-in-a-lifetime rule? Well, the good news is that this offer has no lifetime language, which is pretty common with American Express business cards such as the Business Platinum and Business Gold cards. This is important because you always want to keep your eye out for Amex sign-up bonuses with no lifetime language. So whenever you have a large purchase or large purchases, you can get great sign-up bonuses at the same time. So we have a great sub and no lifetime language. But there is one more piece of the puzzle when it comes to getting cards, specifically for a large purchase, and that's the multiplier on the card. Specifically for the Business Platinum, that's 1.5x back on purchases of $5,000 or more. With a purchase of $15,000, that would be 22,500 total membership rewards points back, plus the 150,000 point sign-up bonus, plus an extra 10,000 points you could get on the employee card with this sign-up bonus offer. And this would equal a grand total of 182,500 membership rewards points back. Of course, now that you have the card, it's important to also think about how you're going to deal with that pesky $695 annual fee on this card, and that's where the statement credits come in. The next use case for getting the Business Platinum card is to look at the statement credits and see if you can eliminate or at the very least decrease the effective annual fee on the card. There are 4 business statement credits on the Business Platinum card. The first is a Dell credit where you can get up to $400 in statement credits per year towards US purchases with Dell, divided up into 2 $200 semi-annual credits. The second is an Indeed credit where you can get up to $360 in statement credits for purchases with Indeed, divided up into 4 $90 quarterly credits. The third is a $150 statement credit for an eligible annual prepaid business plan with Adobe. And the fourth is a $120 statement credit per year for wireless telephone services made directly with the wireless provider in the United States, split up into a monthly $10 credit. In typical American Express fashion, only the Adobe credit is an annual credit. The others must be used in increments throughout the year. Now, overall for myself, I think I can use the Dell credit and phone credit, but I probably wouldn't be able to use the Indeed credit and Adobe credit. I really wanted to use the Adobe credit since I recently switched from Final Cut Pro to Adobe Premiere Pro to make my YouTube videos, but it just didn't make sense from a cost perspective, and I'll go over that in more detail later in the video. So starting with the Dell credit, I think spending $200 every 6 months on tech, for me anyways, is pretty easy to do, being that I can buy pretty much whatever tech is being sold on Dell.com. And there are so many options to choose from, for example, USB flash drives, external hard drives, computer peripherals, monitors, the list goes on and on. And there are plenty of these items at or around the $200 price point. It would have been nice if this credit was $400 annually instead, since tech products tend to be more expensive, but I think $200 is a large enough number to work with. The next credit on this list is the Indeed credit, where you get $90 per quarter as a statement credit. And I personally have no experience with this, and I have no plans to use Indeed for any reason, so just know that it's there, but I personally can't use this credit. Now, the next credit is the Adobe credit, and I want to dive into this one a little deeper because I actually did a lot of research on this credit because I wanted to know if this credit would make sense for me as a new user of Adobe products. So with this YouTube channel, I had no video editing experience at all when I first started, and so I taught myself Final Cut Pro and used that for the majority of my first year on YouTube, but towards the end of 2022, I decided to switch to Adobe Premiere Pro to see if that would be a better fit for me. And to make a long story short, it was. So yeah, I decided to go all in with Adobe software around Black Friday. So at the time, Adobe was having a sale offering 25% off of their Creative Cloud subscription. So the question then became, should I get the individual plan or the business plan? And if I went with the business plan, would the Business Platinum credit help offset the cost of this subscription? Looking closer at the business subscription, Adobe recommends upgrading if you'd like to share assets across your organization with consistent team libraries, have more storage space, easily manage license and billing under one contract, and get improved support. The cost of the business subscription for Adobe Creative Cloud with the Black Friday discount was $59.99 per month or $719.88 per year. And the cost of the individual subscription for Adobe Creative Cloud with the Black Friday discount was $39.09 per month or $479.88 per year. Now, if we take those two prices together and look at the difference, this is a total of $240. And although the business plan does get you more benefits, it's definitely geared more for a creative team as opposed to an individual. So if I were to subtract $150 from the $240 difference, I'd still be paying $90 for benefits I wouldn't be using, so it was better for me to purchase the annual individual subscription and forego the Amex Business Platinum credit. So the main takeaway from this is that if you're a solopreneur looking to use Adobe products, it's unlikely that you can get any real value from this $150 Adobe credit from the Business Platinum card. But even though this credit is harder to use, the next credit we'll be talking about is quite the opposite, and that would be the $120 statement credit per year for wireless telephone services. So this credit is divided into $10 monthly statement credits, and all you have to do is switch over your cell phone bill onto the Business Platinum card to take advantage of this credit. And at this point, just about everyone has a cell phone, so getting an easy $10 off your cell phone bill is a no-brainer, and this credit is a must-use. Okay, so those are the statement credits on the card, but there is one final use case to get the Business Platinum card, and that is if you're a frequent traveler and can use the multiple travel perks on the card. Now, of course, there's a lot of overlap with this use case with the Personal Platinum card, including access to Amex's Global Lounge Collection, the $200 airline incidental credit, $180 clear credit, $100 global entry and TSA PreCheck credit, as well as the numerous travel protections, but there is one perk that the Business Platinum card has over the Personal Platinum, and that is the 35% airline bonus. So with this benefit, if you use membership rewards points to pay for all or part of an eligible flight with AmexTravel.com, you'll get a refund of 35% points back. And eligible flights include any first or business class tickets, as well as any flair class with your selected airline, which would be chosen before you make this redemption. In my opinion, this is a very powerful perk that you can use as an alternative use for your Amex membership rewards points, and can boost your redemption rate on AmexTravel.com to 1.35 cents per point. But what's important is to look at how you plan on redeeming your very valuable membership rewards points, because say you plan on redeeming them for transfer partners. In this case, although the airline redemption perk is good, it's not useful because you probably wouldn't be using that perk anyways. And for me, that's exactly the case. I'd rather redeem my points for transfer partners to get maximum value, so this perk would not really bring me any value. Okay, so if you wanted to get the American Express Business Platinum card, those are the three use cases that are the reasons to get this card, but I also want to mention that these are not mutually exclusive. In fact, as credit card enthusiasts, we all love when we can stack value on top of more value. So for example, if you could take advantage of the sign-up bonus and the statement credits and the travel perks, you have a winning combination. Using myself as an example, the main reason I'm getting this card is use case number one, and that is that I need to spend $15,000 or more on a single purchase, and I want to make sure I get a very solid sign-up bonus for that spend. But aside from the sign-up bonus, how much value can I get from the statement credits? Let's take a look. From the business statement credits, I can make use of the $400 Dell credit, as well as the $120 wireless credit, but unfortunately, not the Adobe credit or the Indeed credit. From the travel side, I can also make use of the $200 airline incidental credit, so if we total all that up, my total credits back on the statement credits would be $720, which just barely gets me into net positive territory with this card. And I'll admit that this is a little bit of a stretch because I wouldn't necessarily be using these credits if they weren't offered, so I'm kind of forcing it, so I'm not sure if this card will be a great long-term card for me in the future. But for a large purchase, this card is one of the best options, so I definitely recommend you using the American Express Business Platinum card if you have a $15,000 purchase coming up in your near future. And if you want to know more about other cards that could be helpful if you have a large amount of spending to do, check out this video here where I review 4 other cards that are great for big purchases.